Hare Krishna, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We continue reading from Caitanya Caritamrita Adi Leela, chapter 9, text 3. Jaya Jaya Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Gana Sarva Bhishta Purti Hetu Yanhara Smarana. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the devotees of Lord Chaitanya, headed by Srivas Thakur. In order to fulfill all my desires, I remember their lotus feet. The author here continues to follow the same principles of worship of the Panchatattva that were described in the 7th chapter of the Adi Leela. So, Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, he's offering his respects to the Panchatattva. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha, Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha. I also remember the 6 Goswamis, Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta, and Dasa Raghunath. So these are the names of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. The 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan were the principal associates of Lord Chaitanya. They were specially empowered by Lord Chaitanya to go to Vrindavan to write the bhakti scriptures. They were also empowered by Lord Chaitanya to establish the temples, to rediscover the places of pastimes of Lord Krishna in Vrindavan, because Krishna came 5,000 years ago, and then Kali Yuga came, and so 500 years ago, almost all the pastime places were, people didn't even know exactly what's happening. Then the Goswamis were given the task of developing this Radha Kund, Sham Kund, all the important places of pastimes of Lord Krishna, and to also establish the principal temples in Vrindavan. This is the process for writing transcendental literature. A sentimentalist who has no Vaishnava qualifications cannot produce transcendental writings. So, we may say, well, here is a Bhagavad Gita, and I don't care who's written it, as long as the title is mentioned Bhagavad Gita, I'm just going to read it. But we have to understand Bhagavad Gita is transcendental. So, an ordinary person will not be able to give us the real message of the Bhagavad Gita. That's the reason we can see there's so many different Bhagavad Gita in the market, and no one becomes a devotee by reading those. Why? Because they are just full of misinterpretation and misconceptions. We need to hear from the pure devotees. We need to hear from the parampara. There are many fools who consider Krishna Leela to be a subject of art, and who write or paint pictures of other pastimes of Lord Krishna with the gopis, sometimes depicting them in a manner practically obscene. This is so true. Now, especially with the internet, we see, people just imagine Lord Krishna and the gopis to be in such obscene poses. It's crazy. Krishna and the gopis and how they are dressed and how they are dancing is all there in the scriptures. It's not that it's not somebody's imagination that they are doing that. No, if we want to write something about Krishna, we want to draw, then we have to follow the descriptions which are there in the scriptures. These fools take pleasure in material sense gratification, but one who wants to make advancement in spiritual life must scrupulously avoid their literature, unless one is a servant of Krishna and the Vaishnavas, as Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami presents himself to be in offering respects to Lord Chaitanya, his associates, and his disciples. One should not attempt to write transcendental literature. We shouldn't even attempt to write it, because if we are not following in the parampara, if we are not hearing from the devotees, then we are just speaking out of our own imagination or someone else's imagination. And so not only are we misleading ourselves, we are going to mislead others. That's a very dangerous thing to do. So we need to hear in the disciplic succession, hear from the pure devotees. Because Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati, Krishna says, I can be known only by devotion. It's only the devotee who can know Krishna. And when we love someone, someone loves us, we will reveal our heart to them. They will know us in truth. But if somebody does not love us, he does not want to know about us, they will not know what to write about us. They may just write what they imagine about us, right? And here we are speaking about Krishna. He's on a different platform. He's transcendental. Ye sabab prasade likhi chaitanya lila guna jani vana jani kari apana shodhana. It is by the mercy of all these Vaishnavas and Gurus that I attempt to write about the pastimes and qualities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whether I know it or not, or know not, it is for self-purification that I write this book. So here, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he's offering respects to all the Vaishnavas. Every chapter he's doing that. He's saying, I'm just a servant, I'm just a puppet, and I'm writing it for my purification. And he got the empowerment by the Lord, by the devotees, and by Madan Mohan himself. This is the sum and substance of transcendental writing. One must be an authorized Vaishnava, humble and pure. So nobody can write transcendental literature until unless they are not a Vaishnava, they are not humble and not pure and authorized. Being an authority, like when we see the postal system, the post box, we can't just take any box painted green and red and post a letter in it. It's never going to go to the receiver. Only if we put the letter in a box which is authorized by the postal system, then it will reach to the receiver. Not any box which I paint red and green. Oh, looks same. Okay, chalega. No, has to be authorized. So similarly, Vedic literature, the transcendental literature, we have to hear from the authority. One should write transcendental literature to purify oneself, not for credit. By writing about the pastimes of the Lord, one associates with the Lord directly. So here Prabhupada is encouraging us to write, but by following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas and writing for our own purification, not to gain some fame or worship or adoration. No, that I will get purified if I write this about Krishna. By writing about the pastimes of the Lord, one associates with the Lord directly. Because Krishna and his pastimes, they are on the spiritual absolute platform. So it's the same. We are associating with Krishna when we are speaking about his leelas. We may say, oh, it happened 5,000 years ago. Why do I need to hear it now? What's the point? But these are transcendental. We are associating with the Lord. We are associating with Krishna by hearing about his leelas from the authority, from the pure devotee, not from a professional, not from a TV serial or, because those people are just writing for entertainment, not for entertainment. One should not ambitiously think, I have become a great author, I shall be celebrated as a writer. These are material desires. One should attempt to write for self-purification. It may be published or it may not be published, but that does not matter. So Prabhupada is in fact encouraging us all to write about Krishna, but write not that I will become a great author. Everyone will worship me. Everyone will say, oh, see, I'm so great. I can write so good. No, but to write for our own purification, that I will get purified. I will be able to associate with Krishna. My material desires will go away. My consciousness will become pure. And such writing, it may be published or may not be published, but we should not care about that. This is what Prabhupada is saying, that it does not matter. If one is actually sincere in writing, all his ambitions will be fulfilled. So, sincerity is required. Whether one is known as a great author is incidental. One should not attempt to write transcendental literature for material name and fame. So one may become famous, one may not become famous, but that is not the intention to write transcendental books, to write Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, or pastimes of the Lord. No, the intention is self purification and sincerity for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, and need to get permission from Guru and Krishna before writing such literature. Malakara Swayam Krishna Prema Marat Taru Swayam Data Bhokta Tattva Lanam Yastam Chaitanyam Ashraye. I take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who himself is the tree of transcendental love of Krishna, its gardener, and also the bestower and enjoyer of its fruits. So Lord Chaitanya, by his compassion, he's giving us freely love of Krishna. And that love of Krishna is transcendental. It's not that, oh, I love my father or mother or my brother or sister or my spouse. No, love of Krishna is transcendental. It's with the soul. It's a connection of the soul with Krishna. We are spiritual beings, and Lord Chaitanya is giving this love to us freely. So he's called the tree of transcendental love of Krishna. When Krishna came himself, also 5,000 years ago, he never gave easily his love. No other incarnation does Krishna give his love so easily. But when he came as Lord Chaitanya, openly he's saying, take it. Whoever wants it, take it. So he's called the tree. He's called the gardener of the uh, tree of love of Krishna and bestower and enjoyer of its fruits. It's by Lord Chaitanya's mercy that we can get love of Krishna easily. Easily, if we take his shelter, we can easily get love of Krishna. Chant the Hare Krishna mantra by taking shelter of Gaurnitai. And he will give us love of Krishna, and he's also the enjoyer of its fruits. He's happy when we are all getting love of Krishna. It's gardener and also the bestower and enjoyer of its fruits. So, Prabhu kahe Ami Vishwambara Namadhari Nama Sarthakahaya Yadi Preme Vishwabhari. Lord Chaitanya thought, my name is Vishwambhar, one who maintains the entire universe. Its meaning will be actualized if I can fill the whole universe with love of Godhead. So Lord Chaitanya's name is Vishwambhar. He was officially named Vishwambhar when he appeared. Why Vishwambhar? He's the maintainer of the entire universe. He's the one who's maintaining us. And so Lord Chaitanya is saying, I'm the maintainer of the universe, so let me give love of Krishna to everyone. Fill the whole universe with love of Godhead. This whole universe is already delivered because Lord Chaitanya appeared in this universe. By his mercy, everyone is delivered. We simply have to accept his mercy, take his shelter. That's all. Chant the holy name, hear about Krishna, go back home, back to Godhead. Any comments or questions? If no, then we'll stop here for today. Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur
Jai.
Bhakta ki jai. Hare
Jai.
Krishna. Thank you so
Hare
much for
Krishna.
listening and joining.